right, I'm here with
Jeff Brand,
who actually did 2 talks at this code camp.
Yes.
Yesterday you did a talk on Mango, right?
Yes, Windows Phone 7.5.
7. So yeah, I was going to actually ask, was it 7.1? Was it 7.5?
Well, the phone is 7.5. The SDK is 7.1.
That's not confusing at all.
No, not at all. You figured out. It's Exhibit A while I'm not in marketing. So.
Okay. So what are some of the cool things that they added in Mango from the first release of Phone 7?
Well, about 1,500 new APIs added in Mango. So some of the biggies were things like full access to the camera feeds. You can get the raw camera feed, support for gyroscope. The compass is now exposed. Some different things around being able to...
It has a compass?
Yes, well actually your phone today, if you have a Windows Phone 7 piece of hardware, it actually had a compass in it. It's just that it wasn't exposed via the API.
Really?
So yeah, so there's a piece.
We'll talk later because I'm gonna.
So now you have actually an API to work against it, and then there's lots of performance improvements, some cool things with tiles, just a lot of really cool fit and finish pieces.
I actually forced the Mango update.
Yes, same here. Yeah,
both on my phone and my wife's phone because we have the same one.
Mm-hmm.
And I tweeted about this because it's one of those things where you're like in a code editor or whatever and you do some accidental keystroke that starts a macro recording. You're like, what in the hell did I just do? You know, and you're like, how did I turn this off? And sometimes you do a keystroke that's like, oh, that was cool. You know, and I did the same thing on my phone. I was just doing something. I hit something, and all of a sudden, I got.
Oh, the fast apps.
Yeah, I got this thing on my phone, which is kind of like the alt tabbing in Windows 7, sort of, which is you can go back and forth between apps. Here, let me kind of scroll back and forth there so I can see it, which wasn't in the first release.
Right.
And I'm like, how did I do that, and how can I get it back again? So I had to tweet it, and you were like right on me going, that's new in Mango.
That's new. Well, that, and I don't know if you're a big. This is my favorite feature in Mango as an end user is the voice to text messaging.
Yes.
Now, which is just to be able to be doing whatever you're doing and just voice out your text message and have it sent. I've been using that constantly.
That also feels like that could be a lot of damn you auto-correct things on there as well.
It's been pretty good so far, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's missed a couple, and it's increased the communication with my kids tenfold. So I can actually talk to them more now.
Okay.
So it's been good.
So you don't actually talk to them.
No, not in real life.
Text.
No, yeah, I'm not going to talk to them in real life. I mean, I'll just send them a text.
But the other thing I really like is with the texting is that now it incorporates live messenger. It can also do Facebook chats.
Oh, right, yeah, exactly.
Just through texting, and then you can, and it seamlessly goes from like one to the other and keeps the thread.
Yeah, it's really, they've done a nice social media integration that throws some buzzwords out there.
And the Scout for maps.
Oh yeah, I haven't used that a lot. I've used it once. It's pretty cool though.
Yeah, and not just for traveling, but I did it just at my house, and I did it. And I found out there's a guy that does a canoeing service. You can go there and you'll get you into canoes with your family, take you on this river trip, and I'm like,
any banjo playing?
I didn't look that far.
Probably optional.
But I mean, even if you're living, you've been somewhere for 10, 20 years, just hit it, and you're like, oh, that's in my area. I had no clue. So yeah, so there's some things that I like that now. I mean, Phone 7 was good. That it's subtle in some ways, but
some changes to subtle. Yep.
Yeah, but there's a lot there as you keep looking through stuff. So the other talk you did was on Expression Blend.
Yes, Blend for developers today.
Okay. So what did you talk about specifically?
So a lot of folks do Silverlight, or they do Windows Phone development, and they're developers first and foremost. And so they spend all of their time in Visual Studio, which is predominantly where you would want to spend your time. But there's a lot of really cool features in Blend. And even though it's a designer tool, open up some cool things for developers to be able to do. So everything from just being able to wire up a MVVM application using nothing but point and click instead of having to write code, do things like property-based dependency injection using XAML from within Blend, and then some styling and templating things at a basic level just to make your app kind of functional out of the box. It's cool stuff.
The one thing I really liked seeing in the preview for Visual Studio 11 was that they now have the Blend Designer right in.
Yes. Yeah, then that'll hopefully open that up even more for people to be able to explore that, because there is a ton of good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Jeff.
Cool, you bet.
TwinCitiesCodeCamp.